I literally got sick and threw up just at the thought of her not being in my life anymore. Ciao. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. If you are new, if you are not new, welcome back, Sugar and Spice gang. Yeah, my name is Sugar. This is
Spice.
Today we will be reviewing Put a Ring on It, Season 2, Episode 2. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified whenever we do new videos. And also, make sure you follow us on all our socials at Sugar and Spice 88 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Boom. All right, let's get into it. We open back up to right where we left off. Dr. Nicole says, Darian, you have two options. Go on another date with Kai or choose someone else. So he says, you know what? I want to see Kai again. So she says, Alexia, how does that make you feel? Well, if they keep just going on dates all willy-nilly, sound like a relationship to me. So Dr. Nicole says, you came here for a reason, right? Do you think you'll be able to give him the space he needs to get through this process? He can have all the space he wants, sis.
All the space.
Take all the space you want.
It's all his. And I'm just being honest.
So
Girl.
Dr. Nicole says, that's not even what you really mean.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a defensive answer.
Yep.
And it is. Because it's difficult to see your partner go out on dates with somebody else.
Right.
I would not want to ever try it.
But then why sign up for this if you're going to be so hurt and so upset
You know
and
what
so
it is?
defensive?
I think a lot of people trick themselves into believing that they're not going to feel as many emotions as they really are. Just like Darian, he had tricked himself into believing there are millions of people on this planet, and he really told himself there's not a one girl out here that I'm even going to remotely like.
Right.
And because he was not even open to the possibility, now you got shell shocked.
Yeah.
And look where you are now, confused.
Yeah.
Bewildered. So, you know what I mean? I think that's why they come on this process. They're just
they
not
just don't really
understanding how it's really going to feel once you get there and see your man walk out the door with this girl.
Whew.
Not I digress. Dr. Nicole says this week the women are going on their dates. So she says, men, are y'all ready for the shoe to be on the other foot? Shon says, no. Eric says, no. Darian says, yes. And he says yes because he says he wants Alexia to experience what he experienced.
Do you know?
Do
you really know? Do you really want her to be shocked into feeling such a strong magnetic connection with somebody that is making it hard for her to feel like she even wants to continue to be in a relationship with you? Is that what you really want?
Talking about, that's how me and the old Darian was. You ready to hear that? I don't think so. Dr. Nicole asked Shon, why do you say no? Well, you know, LaRhonda's already friendly when I'm around. In front of me, she's all friendly. So I can only imagine how she'll be if I'm not there.
AKA, I'm insecure as hell.
Yeah, what kind of statement is that? Why are you with someone that if you walk out the door, you walk away from them, you just think they're just out here all willy-nilly, just
so friendly
with anybody?
Why?
What kind of, and then what does that say about her for you to say that? What do you really think about her?
Right.
That sounds crazy. If my partner would have said that about me, I'd be like, oh, so you just think I'm out here.
Right.
Come on now, get it together.
Okay, so then we move on to Jessica's date. And we're at Eric and Jessica's house. And Jessica comes down in this sexy, tight, short dress that, man, the cleavage is out, the butt, the thought, the whole thing, okay? Like, it's looking real appetizing over there. So Eric was like, what the heck? Girl, what? Go
upstairs, go doing a whole lot for your little date. All right, now.
My little date? What you mean my little date?
I don't know if y'all know this, right? When black people say lil, oh, I see you with your little girlfriend over there. I see you with your You got your little job. They trying to be funny.
You know what I'm saying? So then, he's like, when you pick that up? I ain't never seen that dress before. Oh, when you was out in your little date.
See what I'm talking about?
I decided to buy this dress. You like
you see what I'm talking? They
are
playing
so
a lot of games. Immature.
They
the
play a lot.
Tag. You really went and decided to get the shortest,
tightest,
cleavage showing dress so that you can rile him up because you felt some type of way
about his date.
Ooh, child, I got you.
So Eric goes into his confessional and he's like, the biggest issue in their relationship is trust. And he says that Jessica is really flirtatious. So apparently the trust is not just one-sided. He has an issue trusting her too.
Interesting.
Very. So then we find out about Randon. Randon is coming in. He's saying he's 32. He want a girl that's just like him, you know, sexy and fun. And he don't feel no type of way about this process because where he from, they call him Mr. Still Your Girl. You feel me?
Where do y'all find these men?
Oof. Why would you set her up with somebody like that? Somebody who refers to himself as Mr. Still Your Girl.
Are you serious?
That's y'all choice for her?
He said it out loud.
Oof.
Seriously.
Yes.
He wasn't joking.
No.
And thought he sounded cute.
Right. The men out here getting these women who are like ready to settle down, who are beautiful, who are educated, who got businesses, but then you said her Mr. Still Your Girl?
And you said 32-year-old Randon.
Oh my goodness.
With the shirt open.
Lord.
Mr. Still Your Girl that's never been in a relationship? Okay. That's who you want to send to the house?
So, he rings the doorbell. Eric comes down and he's like, oh yeah, partner, you got the wrong house. I'm just like, okay. You're just doing a lot. You're doing too much. It's unnecessary. Eventually, he lets him in.
So, Randon comes on up the stairs and, you know, Jessica's sitting there like, waiting for him.
Oh, God.
Hey, how you doing? He says, I'm great now that I see you. Period. Right answer. Y'all are a mess.
So then we go to the confessional again. And Eric is saying, you know, he's a little bit weary about them going on a date because the deal breaker for him is cheating.
Oh, wow.
Really? Can you imagine that?
So you was out here tootsie rolling all over the place, but your deal breaker
is cheating.
Jessica, girl, how you feel? In other words, the stuff that you've been putting up with for years, he wouldn't even dare. He wouldn't bother.
I don't get that. Like, why is your deal breaker something that you do
on a
consistently? Okay.
So they're on their date. Jessica's saying how Randon is her type. And Randon says, so, you know, tell me what's going on. What's going on with y'all? She says, well, you know, I say that I trust him 100%, but really in the back of my head, I do think about, well, is he still creeping? What's he doing over here? Is he texting this girl? So obviously I don't trust him 100%. Brandon says, well, you know how that goes. Once you don't trust somebody, it's downhill from there. It's just a downward spiral. She's like, oh, well, you can start making your way back up the hill, right? He said, or you can slide off the slope.
That part.
Which is a little more
accurate. And realistic of what
your situation got going on.
So then we hear a little bit more about Randon. He has no kids and he's never had a girlfriend. I'm not mad at him never having a girlfriend because if you know you're not serious and you don't want to be serious, it's good to be upfront with that and never have a girlfriend. Than to say you're serious, be with a girl and be cheating on her the whole time.
But what is not a good idea for you is to jump in a relationship with someone or deal with someone who's been in a relationship for the past 4 years, wants to get married. She's at a stage where she wants to get married.
True.
And you never even been in a relationship.
Right.
Y'all are way off base here.
Right.
You need to go find someone that's more on your pace and your speed
that's a
with
good point.
Getting into relationship things. Because a relationship, you learn a lot of things going through different relationships. It
And
might
I'm
take
not
you
about to be your guinea pig.
that part.
I'm not about to be teaching you relationship
People
101.
People go through 2,
No.
3, 4 relationships before they really understand what kind of person they want, how to communicate, all types of stuff. So
We're gonna be starting at level 0 with you. I ain't got no time.
And obviously he's Mr. Steal Your Girl, so he doesn't respect relationships.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
He said he's done with his player days, but I ain't here for him.
If you say so, Brandon.
Mm-hmm. So then we move on to Alexia and Darian. So Lex comes out the back looking regular, smegular, duggula. Like, girl, a whole shirt with jeans on. That's it. What is happening? He says, you look nice. She's like, oh, yeah, no, this is just my regular.
No socks.
Child, I understand you want to be authentically you. I get that part. But also, you want him to put a ring on it. So at the same time, to a certain extent, you want to apply some pressure on him so that he can know what he has. And you walking out the back like you just ran through the hamper and picked up anything and you
about to go run some errands real quick.
Oh my goodness.
She wasn't even ready when old boy came in the house. She's like, oh, I gotta put my shoes on.
Oh my gosh. So then we learned that she's going to be going on a date with Chris. He's a personal trainer. He's 41 years old. And, you know, he says he wants a woman who's transparent, funny, athletic, and a little competitive. So he comes in, and then Darian's like, oh, yeah, look at those arms. Look like, you know, you are a little athletic over there. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm a personal trainer. And he's like, oh, yeah, you know, once, you know, they get your woman alone. And then he's like, actually, no. My reputation is that I don't sleep with any of my clients. And I take my reputation very seriously. Alexia is trying to ask him, like, do you know who he is? Have you seen him before? And he's like, no, actually, I've never seen him a day in my life. So they decide to go on a date to the batting cages. And Alexia is doing awesome. Like, she's hitting these balls off the park. And
one thing I noticed is that when she hit the ball, he was like, thanks to my coaching, though.
You saw that? You peeped that?
Okay.
Calm down, because when it was your turn to hit these balls, you was missing.
So what coaching? They sit down on their date, and he says, so tell me a little bit about yourself. She says, well, I'm 34. I used to play basketball overseas. I met Darian when I was around 19, 20. We've been off and on for 14 years. Mm-hmm. He said, okay. Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, you know, one thing I know about relationships, the off and on part, is that, you know, the longer you stay in it and you don't see any progression, you usually just end up, you know, causing more harm than good, more trauma you go through. He says, so you guys should definitely, you know, take your time and really think about where you guys are going with that. But as far as us on this date, I think you're a beautiful woman, mm-hmm. and we're here to have fun, and I'm here to learn about you.
Right.
So,
what do you like to do?
Well, I like to go out. Honestly, I think that's why Darian, he's like,
oh,
girl,
what do you like to do? And do you even know yourself?
Sir. Okay, right? He's partially not wrong. Right. Because you just said in the house, ooh, I hope he doesn't know you because I don't want to be talking about you on this date. And then you keep bringing him up every chance you get.
That part. This
date is supposed to be about you, clean slate, trying to get to know a new guy, see if you can start up a connection. Why do you keep talking about this man? He wasn't over here on his date like, yeah, Alexia.
No.
But he definitely could have went about that a better way.
Yeah.
You could have said, honestly, you keep bringing him up, not to be funny. You know, this is your time to try something different.
Yeah.
You know, leave that to the side. Let's focus on getting to know each other. We can't get to know each other if you keep bringing him up.
Right.
Do you even know yourself?
Yeah, he did not come at it with that angle. He had a really, viciousness and a very short level of patience and a short temper when it came to that. Because then she started saying something like, oh, yeah, you know, because I'm an alpha, but he's an alpha too. And then he's like, oh, why?
He couldn't even take it.
And then, but she ended off saying, like, yeah, I know who I am. I know what I want. And, you know, I am very comfortable in my own skin. So then Alexia goes into her confessional and she's just like, you know what? I had a great time on my date. He listened to me. He heard what I had to say. He didn't interrupt me. And it was a nice change from what Darian and I, conversed like. And I'm just like, girl, were you there?
Were we on the tape? We were watching.
He was so rude and short with you.
Owner, you're doing that editing thing again.
Right? So then we move on to Shon and LaRhonda. They're actually getting a visit from Dr. Nicole. So they're here to discuss the financial instability on Shon's end. So they start off, and pretty much Shon is talking about that she likes to figure out the budget based on a monthly to an annual basis, and he can't really always give her those answers. They go into the confessional, and we hear LaRhonda saying, like, listen, I don't care if it's $50,000 or $500,000, as long as you're showing love and giving love, that's all I need. I'm not going to judge you for the lack of finances when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And Shon is like, but sometimes he don't work at all. So if the reality is that at some points there's no income coming in from his end, it's not about $50,000 to $500,000. It's about, can you handle it when it's zero?
Right.
.00.
Nothing.
$sign.
And you don't even know how long that's
gonna be
going on for.
So, you throwing out numbers like 50,000 in conjunction with someone else's income is still relatively good, depending on where you live and your expenses. Girl, you got to throw $5 out there. Are you okay with that? And not to mention, it's just you two right now. When you have added responsibilities, like, oh, we got to pay for this wedding. Oh, we want to buy a house.
We want to have kids.
We want to have some children. Are you still going to be okay with, I'm okay with that love and affection and showing me how much you love me? That's enough for me. Is it? I don't know. I don't know that it is.
Dr. Nicole asked Shon, is your worth connected to your work?
And Shon is like, well, I grew up thinking and knowing from what I saw around me that you're worthless if you're not bringing home income, if you're not providing for your family. Although my dad was absent in our lives and he did not help my mom when it came to the responsibilities of the home, one thing he always did was provide. Every Friday, there was a check on the table, and my mom was able to do with it whatever she needed to do. So then Dr. Nicole says, you have to take the pen away from your father. You got to write your own story. And Shon says, I have a broken heart, and that's something that I'm going to have to work on and get over. And Dr. Nicole says, no, you don't have to get over it. What you have to do is go through it. And from there, you have to mend your heart. And once you mend your heart, you have to see if you are able to prioritize this relationship and show her what you do have instead of just focusing on what you don't. So now it's time for LaRhonda's boom chicka wow wow, her date. Woo! Okay. I don't know where that came from. LaRhonda, she comes out. She has a really nice top. She's looking cute, tight. Everything looking right, looking tight. Shon's like, you got a pin? You need a pin to like the tip, cover that up. She's like, I don't know. The kid's going to do what the kid's going to do. I can't,
Probably so much I can do.
All right. So then her date is walking up. We find out that her date is John. He's 36. He's a singer-songwriter.
A self-proclaimed man of the people. What people? What does that mean?
I don't know. It's a lot.
Go on.
He knocks on the door. Do, 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 do.
Shon's like, his knock is corny.
Ooh.
Boy.
He goes to answer the door. Peace and blessings to you, my good sir. Shon is just like, oh, okay, well, okay.
You're doing a lot.
This is a lot. All right. John starts walking through the house, making his way. He's like, bruh, get behind me, okay?
Walk up in here.
You just don't start. Respect my place. And so John sits down. They're sitting at the table, and they ask him, what you looking to get out of this experience? And John is like, a connection. I could see Shon's heart like just being a connection with who?
I'm searching for a genuine connection.
You seem like a genuine person.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Oh, my bad.
All LaRhonda said was, "Oh, you seem like a genuine person." He gave her the death stare. Prior to that, he says that this date is going to be promising and it's going to offer a lot of clarity. How the heck do you know?
Right.
What are you talking about? Clarity for whom? What? Huh?
I guess he just feels like his aura and his essence is just going to give them what they're looking for and what they need, whether it be to move this direction or that direction. He already had his mind made up. She's going to be into me.
Oh.
And it's going to provide some clarity for y'all.
All right now.
So then they decide to leave for their date. And Shon starts doing push-ups.
The man is losing it, okay?
He's having a nervous breakdown.
He's really losing his mind. He's doing push-ups, pull-ups, burpees.
Listen.
Everything you can think of.
So then they go on this date. And it seems to be that, John and LaRhonda have some chemistry. And they're cracking jokes a little bit.
She says he looks great looking. He's high energy.
Exactly. So then they're looking at the spread. They see some grapes. And he's like, oh, me just being a little kid. I just want to take these grapes and throw them across the room into your mouth. And she's like, let's do it.
Challenge accepted.
I like LaRhonda's playfulness.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I like a girl who doesn't take herself too seriously because
let's go.
Not for nothing, I'm a big kid. Like a big kid. So I always have fun just being silly.
That's why we're so goofy.
Yeah. So this girl, he throws the dang on grape and she catches it. Boom. So
they over there high-fiving it.
Yes! They're having a good time. And he actually says that he prepared a song for this situation. And she's like,
you better take advantage of being on TV.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Plug that in there, okay, John?
Ooh, yeah.
Hey! So then she's like, you gonna drop a note for me or something or what? So then he's like, of course. So then he sings the song that he wrote and he does a really good job. And she's very impressed and they seem to leave on a really great note. We switch over to Shon and he's still doing push-ups. The man is Struggleville.
He's going through it. So then he decides he done ate half a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Can't even finish a sandwich, child. That's too much. It's so dramatic. Oh my God. So he decides to call his friend EJ. He's like, man, this is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be rough. One thing that I noticed was that his friend said, I told you, man, that jealousy. So you know your friend. You know what type of person that you're dealing with here.
Said, this guy gonna show up to my door talking about some peace and blessings. Man, that's that peace and blessings. Get out here with that. Relax.
He breaks down, starts crying on the phone with his friend, just talking about the situation.
His friend's
what if
like,
they go on a second
dog.
date? What if they go on a third date and a fourth?
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
LaRhonda must be a really patient, calm person to deal with so many emotions just hitting you, boom, boom, boom. He gives off so much. It's like a meltdown.
Yeah, because then he gets off the phone with his friend and he does just that. Goes into the bathroom and completely loses it.
I'm flushed. Like I can't think. My mouth dry. I don't know what's going on. I cannot lose LaRhonda.
Throws up.
Ugh.
We're all for men expressing their emotions in a healthy way. If you need to cry, cry. If you feel some type of way, but good Lord.
Bitch, get yourself together.
You throwing up?
She didn't even tell you how the date went and you throwing up?
Imagine if she would have came home and said she kissed the man.
Ooh.
Heart attack.
Dead. Emergency room. Cardiac arrest.
Clear.
Right.
So
It's
extra.
It's a lot. We meet up at Dr. Nicole's office and we start off with Alexia. So Alexia says that she had a great time on her date. You know, Chris looked good. He didn't interrupt her. And Darian said he was a dork. But after their date, it turns out that Alexia and Darian stayed up till like 7 o'clock in the morning, talking, having great conversations, no finger pointing, no arguments, and they haven't done that in so long.
Dr. Nicole asked them, do you seek to understand each other or do you just seek to be seen?
Mm-hmm.
Lex says, I feel like I seek to understand him. I just don't think he sees it. She gives the rundown about how Eric was being all extra at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Nicole says, well, Eric, do you even trust her? And Jessica's like, no, he don't trust me, but I don't trust him either. So Pam dies. It cancels out with some kind of mess like that. And Dr. Nicole says, so that's the foundation you want to build on? I mean, it don't hurt to try.
It does, though.
Girl, what?
It hurts a lot to try.
It can hurt you. It can hurt him. It can cause a lot of trauma, a lot of emotional damage. And then you want to talk about bringing kids into the situation?
So you not having trust in your relationship on either side is part of the basic foundation of a relationship. And if you ask anybody who has been in successful or even unsuccessful relationship, they'll say the foundation is the most important part. And your foundation is literally on quicksand. And you're talking about it don't hurt to try. It does hurt to try. You're building on quicksand.
Girl, what? I don't know what's... I really feel like she's convinced herself. She's like on running to the finish line of marriage. I don't know why. I think she's convinced herself like, oh, if I just have this ring, if I just have this title, if we just get married, all the foolishness will stop. All the trust issues will go away. Everything will get back to what I want it to be.
Or she sees all these red flags, but she just don't care because in her mind, she feels like marriage is the goal, and she could flaunt and post her ring on Instagram and make people jealous. And regardless of maybe even if he does continue on with all these negative behaviors, she has the ring and she's the wife.
If you have the ring, but he's out here going out with these girls, going on trips with these girls, out here flirting all willy-nilly, what are we envying? What are you flexing?
But I'm the wife, though.
A healthy relationship, that's a flex.
Right. Not a piece of jewelry on your finger that...
And a cheating man.
Yeah.
Ain't no daggone flex.
Right.
She really needs to get her priorities.
She doesn't, yeah. She cares more about what other people think than her actual relationship and where it's at. And
she proved that when she said on the date, when she said, yeah, I tell everybody that I trust them 100%.
Right.
But deep down, I know I don't. And you're only telling people that to make the relationship look better than it is.
Because you want people to think that it's something that it's not. And it's like, for why?
Just you put yourself in a bad position. Just be honest.
Exactly.
They don't care.
You're the one who's going to suffer. You're the one who's with him.
They don't care.
You're the one crying every night because you found text messages in his phone. Like, girl, come on.
So then we go to LaRhonda. Dr. Nicole says, how was your date? She says she had a great time with John. He made her feel really comfortable. He was a gentleman. He opened the doors. And she tells the group that he wrote a song for her. Mm-hmm. And she says, Shon, how did you handle that? I literally got sick and threw up just at the thought of her not being in my life anymore. Child, what?
No.
You see the jump? She's going out on a date, first date with this person, which you have also done.
Right.
You jump to the relationship being over. It's a tragedy. She out your life forever. Like, sir.
Why?
That's not a healthy attachment.
No, it's not.
If you're in the bathroom throwing up, crying, stressed out at the process that you both agreed to do.
Right.
Wow, that's scary. I'm not going to lie. You know, a lot of people might look at it and be like, oh, he
must love her so much.
But
no,
to
he
me,
doesn't.
That is like some kind of trauma bond. Like, you know what I mean? Because that attachment is not healthy.
Right.
It's one thing to miss your partner. Of course, it's normal to feel like
some type of way.
Right. Feel some type of way about them going out on a date. But when you start throwing up and say you literally made yourself sick thinking about her moving on. So now if she really decides to move on and she tells you it's over,
what does that mean?
Imagine the reaction she's going to get.
Like, now we got to be scared for our lives. You might need a restraining order.
Lord have
like,
mercy.
This is not okay. Like, it's cute when it's just, you know, oh, I just miss her so much. No, but you were throwing up. You was crying real tears. You were doing a whole hit circuit. Like, no, it's too much. Like, stop it.
Very
unhealthy.
Extreme. Where's
it's
the
unhealthy.
median? It's either one extreme, you're super
You're not
happy,
stable. You're not
or
stable.
you're super all over the place, chaotic, sad. Your highs are too high, your lows are too low. What's going on?
Mentally unstable, red flag. Y'all gotta watch out for this. Don't think that all of this, you know, oh, I just want to be with her. It's like, it's cute. It's not cute. It's scary.
So Shon says that growing up with the trauma that he did, he just sees everything as foreshadowing. The situations that he creates in his head, he sees every little movement, everything that his partner does. Now it's foreshadowing some bad moment to come. How do you move in a relationship like that? Will you make up situations in your head?
I literally make up things that are not there.
And you're acting in the present as it has actually happened.
Right.
How do you help that? How do you sustain a relationship with that? A healthy one.
Right.
What?
I pull things out from thin air and apply it to my current situation.
Woo! So he gets emotional. He starts to cry. Dr. Nicole says, stop trying to constrict it. He's trying to hold it in. Let it all out. Take a deep breath and regain some composure and, you know, control over your breath and your body. You know, don't let everything be so, oh, Lord Jesus. Like, you know, it's okay. Calm down. She's trying to, you know, teach him to manage his emotions in a healthy way.
Right.
And he just says, at the end of the day, I don't want to become my father. I don't want to turn out to be my dad. And then he starts to cry again. And she says that you're so focused on not becoming him. You're so focused on that picture. And you're living in, moving in fear of becoming him, that you're missing out on the whole entire picture of what you really have going on. You got this great person in front of you who loves you, who wants to get married to you. And she says you treat LaRhonda differently than your father treated your mother. You've already moved away from the pattern. You're already becoming not like him. But you can't even see that because you're moving in fear.
Right.
And she's right.
Yes. So now it's time to choose. Alexia says that when it comes to Chris, she had a great time, but she is not going to choose to move forward with him and have a second date with him. Jessica's turn. She said Randall was nice. He was cool and all, but she's not going to choose to go on a second date with him because he's never been in a relationship, and that's a red flag.
I guess she sees red flags now, huh?
But in her relationship, she colorblind.
Oh.
So then we move on to LaRhonda. LaRhonda says she had a great time. She could see them being compatible. She laughed and had an awesome, good connection with John. But she chooses to not go on a second date with him. Shon is elated, by the way.
If she chose to go on a second date with him, Shon would be in the ER right now.
He would have done faked it right there on the floor.
Lord.
Dr. Nicole says, so why are you choosing not to go on a second date with him? Because you just said all these great things about him. She says, well, I don't want to go on a second date with him because I'm just worried about how Shon will feel go into cardiac arrest. So then Dr. Nicole is like, be careful about that. Be careful about not being honest in your choices and how you choose to move forward within this process, because you're going to end up not being happy with the results you end up with. And I'm telling you, LaRhonda, you're setting yourself up. You had a connection with this guy. Now, if Shon messing around and have a connection with a girl, and he decides to choose to go on another date with her, but you chose to not go on, but see, you can't do that. You can't do that because that was your choice. Mm-hmm. So don't be mad at him for choosing to go on second dates.
You're worried about how he's going to react if you go on another date with this guy, but you have many, like
right.
Dr. Nicole said, you have many dates to come. Regardless, you're going on more dates. Might as well be with somebody you have a connection with.
The dates ain't stopping.
At all. What was the point of doing that? You still going on a date next week?
Right.
In the same building.
Oof. Now we all gonna be on the same dates at the same time in the same place. Woo, it's gonna get spicy next week.
What are y'all doing? Do y'all want somebody be up in there laying a smack down doing rock bottoms? Are y'all crazy?
They trying to turn up the heat.
Lord, Shon about to
listen.
I'm scared.
Right? Thank you guys. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Thank you for watching with us. Let us know in these comments so we can continue the conversation. Let us know what you think. If you have any additional thoughts that you want to add, we love to respond. We love to hear your thoughts. And also let us know what you think of this video. Give us a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when we drop a new video. And also follow us at Sugar and Spice 88 on all of our socials, which is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.
Good morning. Good energy. Today we gonna spread good energy. Today we gonna share good energy.
I go to work.
Today gonna be a great day.
Wake up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put